All right, it's gonna be interesting because the question is interesting today. So, question I was just reading through the comments of various YouTube videos. I was like, what hope of healing is there for someone with borderline personality disorder? And is it treatable? Can this be fixed? Is it like 100% fixable disease, mental disorder? Uh, so it's a good question, and the simple answer to that is no. It cannot be treated. It can be treated, but it cannot be cured. You'll always have it. It will stay in you. It will be the traits will be shown from time to time. It will stay with you forever. Accept the truth. And any psychologist, any clinician, clinical psychologist who says you that, hey, don't listen to these guys, they just don't know, do this therapy, do DBT, solve these set of questions, uh, do journaling, try to do this and that. Yeah, that will fix many of the things which are chronic for other people, but it's not going to treat you. The symptoms and the traits are going to stay with you. Yes, they will. I mean, you check it online yourself. I'm just reading out what I feel like, and some of the people might get triggered with this and they'll do some hate comments. I just don't care, because I speak what I see, and what I feel on my own personal point. So yeah, as a way the society will move on, you will continue to see more of the cluster B people owning and ruling everything. Cluster B personality is a group which categorizes narcissists, borderlines. So they are winning the race, and it will continue. The deterioration will continue, and if you are not one of them, if you think you are not one of them, then going solo is the only way out. And it is also effective for anybody who is a cluster B after its self-realization, which is not going to happen. So what actually is a borderline? Like how you categorize it on a very very pinpointed level case. So these are usually a female. Yeah, these are females. It could be male, but it's always females. I'm gonna say always females. Yes, and they are extremely volatile. They have an emotional instability, volatile in terms of emotions and maybe physically as well. They go completely ballistic within seconds. The fearful nature and the rage is just hidden in their body, and it can lash out anytime on any occasion. It is. And they are highly manipulative. They try to also indulge in making suicidal gestures and manipulate people, and do a lot of things like that. You can recognize most of them by their appearances and the way they interact with people, by being a center of the universe, being a center of the whole group. And that kind of an attention seeking phenomena is very common in them. Some might try to hide them with time and with knowledge, and everybody, they will be aware, so they may try to hide it. But yeah, this is what we see, and it is very 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 common. You can see around yourself, and you may possibly find one or two here and there. Yes, you can look around and you may find one or two. And it's actually like a death sentence in terms of psychiatry. Like anybody should, it's in psychiatry, it's an untreatable disorder. Yeah. uh, there are certain religions, like Christianity has very vastly explained it, and also in some other religion as well, I'm not going to name it, which has shown proven track records of some changes of very higher order, of very high level of degree of changes, which can actually cure this at very very peak level of extents. So it's a deep thorny problem, and I mean, just try to think of somebody who feels that he is the center of the universe, she is the center of the universe, and having a sense of helplessness, utter helplessness in this universe, and feeling abandoned by everybody, loneliness, full of fear and temptations to withdraw themselves from everybody, hiding themselves, isolating themselves, and barriers to honesty, lying to themselves and to other people. That's what they go through. They will try to borderlines will try to drive nuts to absolutely anybody, everybody in the world, whosoever tries to help them. Anybody who tries to help them, gone. Yes, sir, they are gone. A lot of religion says that God eventually helps them, which it does, which I strongly believe. Yes, that's why in Christianity there is proven record, and they have this feeling that they can. Why is it like that? Because they have a feeling that they are kind of a king or queen in their own micro universe, and the world is empty, and they are void of real relationships. They feel that they don't have any God, they don't believe in God, empty of any meaning and senses of entitlement and superiority. Materialism is very peak in them, and before you reject me, I will cut you off. You are rejected before you reject me. So this sense of being at war with the whole world and being power hungry and vengeful is in peak in them. You don't even have to talk to them to feel this actually. So this kind of extreme imagery captures such kind of people, and in Christianity it is mentioned that can be fixed up to some extent. There is an article which was being published by a psychiatrist named Jeffrey Boyd, and in his journal of about 10 years he says that a lot, that he actually talks about a lady which suffered the most untreatable of this psychiatrist conditions, borderline personality, which we know now. At that time it might not have been known exactly, and a lot of counseling and drugs were given and therapy were given to her, and nothing had helped her. And then the day her daughter was being born, yep, it brought a crisis in her life. To emerge from that crisis, to emerge from that complete challenge, she changed drastically, because it was a challenge that either she can change her life or she could lose the baby because of her behavior and all. So Boyd describes that how Christianity and Jesus Christ actually prayers and all helped into forgiving herself, accepting herself, and being at peace. So from that day onwards, she never experienced any kind of suicidal thoughts. Leslie was his name. So that's one thing to understand about that experience, that how you can moderate it, how you can fix it. The only challenge is you have to accept yourself. The borderline has to accept themselves, that they have to follow through